It started on an ordinary Monday morning, the kind that hides storms behind a sky too calm. At Riverside High, laughter echoed across the halls, but not all of it was kind. In the crowd stood three girls: Ava, 17, the quiet artist who spoke more through her sketchbook than her voice; Layla, 18, the athlete who'd lost her scholarship after an injury; and Mia, 16, the new transfer who wore her mother's old jacket like armor. They were different, not in looks, but in spirit, and that difference made them targets. The bullies came in packs. Led by Brandon and his girlfriend, Tessa, they ruled the hallways like they owned them. To them, mocking others was sport. To everyone else, silence was survival. For months, Ava's drawings were torn, Layla's locker was vandalized with cruel words, and Mia's lunch was, accidentally, spilled every other day. They were the kind of attacks that didn't leave bruises, but cut deep enough to make even the strongest question their worth. But that Monday, everything changed. Layla had arrived early to tape an art poster for Ava's exhibition. It was supposed to be a small event, a fundraiser for local kids who couldn't afford art supplies. Ava had worked on it for weeks, her hands trembling from both excitement and fear. Yet when she and Mia walked into the gym that morning, they froze. Every single one of Ava's paintings was shredded, splattered with paint, and scattered across the floor like trash. In the middle of it all stood Brandon, laughing, his friends recording for social media. "Art's just for losers anyway," he said, kicking a torn canvas toward her. "Maybe try painting reality next time." For a moment, no one spoke. Ava's lip quivered, and her eyes welled up. Layla's fists clenched, her knee still weak from surgery, but her spirit unbroken. Mia looked between them, tears burning behind her eyes. She'd seen this too many times before, people watching cruelty and calling it just a joke. But this time, the silence felt heavier. Something snapped inside them, not in anger, but in purpose. They didn't fight back with fists. They fought back with something far more powerful: unity. That night, the three girls met in Layla's garage. It smelled of old sneakers and motor oil, but to them, it was a war room. They didn't plan revenge, they planned change. "If they want to laugh," Ava whispered, "let's give them something they'll never forget." Over the next few weeks, the girls built something extraordinary, a secret movement. They called it Project Rise. It started with a single post on social media, a photo of Ava's destroyed paintings with a caption: "You can't destroy art, and you can't break us." The post went viral overnight. Hundreds of students shared it, tagging hashtag Project Rise, posting their own stories of being bullied, silenced, or humiliated. By the second week, the movement had spread beyond Riverside High. Students from other schools began messaging them, asking how to join. They organized meetups, open art walls, and even courage circles, safe spaces where anyone could speak without fear. Layla trained younger girls in self-defense, teaching them not to hit, but to stand. Mia recorded everything, turning their journey into short videos that captured the raw truth of standing up to cruelty. But the bullies didn't like the attention shifting away from them. Brandon and Tessa began spreading rumors that the girls were faking their pain for followers. They tried to intimidate them again, cornering Ava after school, mocking Layla's limp, calling Mia a wannabe hero. Only this time, people were watching, and not staying silent. One student recorded the entire confrontation and uploaded it. Within hours, it had millions of views. The caption read, "These girls stood for everyone who couldn't." The tide turned almost overnight. Brandon and his crew were suspended after the video went viral. Tessa deleted all her accounts. The same halls that once echoed with laughter at their pain now whispered words of respect. But the real victory wasn't in their bullies' punishment, it was in what came after. Months later, Riverside High hosted an art show, curated by Ava, dedicated to stories of resilience. Layla stood proudly at the entrance, her legs still weak, but her heart steady. Mia filmed the event live, the same way she once filmed their pain, now capturing their triumph. Ava's main piece hung in the center, a massive mural titled, "The Rise." It showed three girls standing at the edge of a cliff, backs to the storm, faces toward the sun. Around them were broken words, insults, slurs, laughter, all forming the wings that lifted them higher. When the lights dimmed, Ava stepped forward to speak. Her voice trembled at first, but steadied with each word. "You tried to stop us," she said softly, "but all you did was teach us to fly higher. This isn't just our story, it's everyone's who was ever told they couldn't rise." The gym fell silent. then erupted in applause. Even teachers had tears in their eyes. Brandon never came back to Riverside High, but people said he watched the video of Ava's speech online. Some claimed he cried. No one really knew. What mattered was what came next. The girls continued Project Rise, expanding it across schools, turning their pain into purpose. They weren't victims anymore. They were voices, echoes of strength that refused to fade. Years later, when a journalist asked Ava what she'd tell someone facing bullies, she smiled faintly. "Don't waste your time hating them," she said. "Make them regret underestimating you, by becoming everything they said you couldn't." And somewhere, deep inside the memories of Riverside High, that ordinary Monday morning became legend, the day 3 girls refused to be stopped. The day cruelty lost its power. Because in the end, stopping those girls wasn't just a mistake, it was the biggest one of the bullies' lives.